Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions regarding this watch. In 1940, IWC built the Beobachtungsuhr, the B-Uhr, the observation watch for the Luftwaffe. And while that history has advantages and disadvantages, there is no doubt that since its resurrection as the big pilot's watch in 2002, this watch has been on the right side of history. Until now, we have an edition inspired by Sin City itself, the Big Pilot's Watch Edition Las Vegas. This is part of the 5010 generation, so you're looking at the reference 5010-14, a 250-piece limited series, individually numbered, launched in 2021. It is much smaller than the historical B-Uhr, which was 55 millimeters. This is 46.2, but it is by no means a mid-size. You can see the watch, fairly large right here, 46.2 in diameter, 56.3 lug-to-lug, 15.8 thick, which is actually thinner than I expected, and then a 22 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The strap is calfskin in the fashion of the aviator's strap, so to speak. The genre calls for a thick calfskin leather strap with a contrasting stitch, and that's exactly what we have right here. You can see that it is incredibly thick cut. There's a lot of leather here. It's been shear cut through the sides and then lacquered for refinement. On the bottom, you can see calfskin, no crimping, no gouging, IWC factory strap, brand new, folding clasp externally with a little bit of polish and satin, IWC branding. And then internally, we have Media Blast, IWC Schaffhausen, reminding you that IWC, out of Schaffhausen, Switzerland, founded by an American in 1868, is the most significant German-speaking watchmaker in Switzerland. There are many French-speaking watchmakers in the north to center west of the country, but Schaffhausen is up in the northeast. It's very uncommon to encounter watchmaking there. In Schaffhausen, it's basically IWC and Moser. The timepiece here wears well on my wrist, but only if you want a party style. It does not fit on my wrist. Let's be distinct here. This is a big pilot's watch, a little bit like a PAM 341. The idea that this is supposed to look proportional is never even mooted when someone comes in to buy one of these. It's always going to look too big. But here's the thing. If you do want it to look proportional, you need a wrist at least 2 sizes larger than mine. So 18 centimeters circumference. We'll move out a little bit, get a better sense of this watch in the context of my whole arm. Like I said, this is a big pilot's watch. If it looks right on your wrist as a matter of proportion, then you are an absolutely colossal man, because that is not the intention of IWC. Now, throwing this on the scale, you may wonder, what does a big pilot's watch weigh? And there you go right there, well over a quarter pound, and that's in steel on a strap. So take no prisoners. This is a mammoth machine. You'll also notice the nuance, the finishing on the buckle with vertical satination on the side and then longitudinal satination on the top. The case is simple, blended lugs. We have a little bit of a bevel that swells at the end of the lug hoods, and you can see that the case back is stepped in, but so is the bezel. And I guess that visually thins the watch a little bit, makes it more bearable, given that it's going to be huge. This perhaps improves its bedside manner a little bit, makes it look more refined by stepping the bezel in. Then you can see the bezel right here is polished, and the closer you get, the more you realize that it's a completely seamless break between case and bezel. So everything loads through the back. If you look carefully, you're not going to find a seam between the bezel and the case. This is all one piece. It's a back loader. And this particular back features a roulette table because it is the Las Vegas edition. The crown is absolutely huge. I know I've stated this in the past, but why don't we do a quick measurement? There you go. 10.4 millimeter crown diameter. That's the crown. Screw down crown, 60 meters water resistant. On a different strap, it is surface swimmable. It also has a soft iron inner cage encompassing the movement, making it robustly anti-magnetic. And it has a unique feature of crystal and seal retention. If you are in an aviation environment that explosively decompresses, it will not eject the crystal of the watch, so that has been secured. Taking a look at the dial, you can see it's black on silver, and we'll get as close as we can here. So you can see that this particular silver is sort of an opaline. It's a soft frosting. It's not a directional sunburst graining. We've got an azurage in the power reserve indicator. And then remember the roulette on the case back? Well, there's something to be said about this date. It is a lot more fun than your average date. And then you could see that the only one that's green is the first. Now, also, I should mention, there is a stop seconds function. You can pull the crown out, and you could set the watch to the second against a reference time. If you want to wind it, you can wind, and the power reserve indicator will advance, but it's an automatic winding watch with a bidirectional action and a Peloton winding system, an IWC bidirectional pawl-based Peloton winding system here with the pawls and wheel in ceramic for long-wearing durability, and they will not create dirt on the movement. That was one of the few shortcomings of previous Peloton winding systems. The full ceramic in this 52000 series movement does not have that problem. Turn out the light, and you can see we do have luminescence. The timepiece is no-nonsense instrument style. It is based on an observation watch. It is designed to be read intuitively and quickly. Underneath the case back, we have IWC caliber 52110. Again, bidirectional winding with the Peloton pawl-based winding system in ceramic. 7 days of power reserve. 2 mainspring barrels, a big change in the 52000 series versus the previous versions of the 7-day. When you combine the twin barrels with the 4 Hz beat rate, which is, again, another innovation that arrived with the 52000 series in 2015, that gives you a very precise 7-day timekeeper, whereas previous generations of this movement tended to race ahead when fully wound and then start losing a lot of time as they reached the end. Not a problem here. So the movement is very sophisticated, but also very, very, very large, 38.2 millimeters in diameter. It's one of the world's largest automatic movements. 5-position adjusted, that is the high horology standard. This 31-jewel movement has an overcoil hairspring, so in any position or orientation, it keeps very consistent time. And again, the 4 Hz beat rate, much higher than what originally debuted on the 5000 series movement when it was 18,000 vibrations per hour, 2.5 Hertz, back in the year 2000s. This is the latest high beat version, twin barrel version, ceramic, pawl and wheel Peloton version of the movement. It is very sophisticated. It is a good-looking caliber, but because of the soft iron cage that encompasses it to preserve the anti-magnetic qualities, you cannot see it directly. So you're just going to use your imagination or check out the case back of a Portuguese or automatic 42 if you want to know what the movement looks like. A good, solid watch made in Schaffhausen. That's what the motto means. Reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details. Hang on, stop the presses. I went downstairs and I found a Portuguese or 42 with the latest twin barrel 52000 series full ceramic Peloton version of the 7-day automatic. So if you want to know what's inside the big pilot's watch, what it looks like, how it's decorated and laid out, this is exactly what is inside the big pilot's watch. Now you don't need to imagine, you've got the visual.